Money. My dear, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilievitch. I am extremely glad. Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?
Thank you. And how may you be getting on?
We just get along somehow, my angel. To your prayers and so on. Sit down, please do. Now you know, you should not forget all about your neighbors, my darling. My dear, why are you so formal in your get-up? Evening dress, gloves, and so on. Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?
No, I've come only to see you, honored Stephanya Stepanovna.
Then why are you in evening dress, my precious? As if you were paying a New Year's Eve visit.
Well, you see, the fact is, I've come to you, honored Stephanya Stepanovna, to trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help. And you have always, so to speak. I must ask your pardon. I am getting excited. I shall drink some water, honored Stephanya Stepanovna.
He's come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. What is it, my beauty?
You see, honored Stepanovich. I beg pardon, Stephanya Honorovich. I'm awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you alone can help me. Though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance.
Oh, don't go round and round it, darling. Spit it out. Well?
One moment. This very minute. The fact is, I've come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalya Stepanovna, in marriage.
By Jove! Ivan Vasilievitch, say it again. I didn't hear it all.
I have the honor...
My dear, I'm so glad and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. I've been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. And I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both his help and his love and so on. And I did so much hope. Oh, what am I behaving in this beauty way for? I'm off my balance with joy. Absolutely off my balance with all my soul. I'll go and call Natalya and all that.
Honored Stephanya Stepanovna, do you think I may count on her consent?
Why, of course, my darling. And as if she won't consent. She's in love again. She's like a lovesick cat. And so on. Shan't be long.
It's cold. I'm trembling all over. Just as if I got examination before me. But the great thing is, I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal, or for real love, then I'll never get married. It's cold. Natalya Stepanovna is an excellent housekeeper. Not bad looking, well educated. What more do I want? But I'm getting a noise in my ears from excitement. And it's impossible for me not to marry. In first place, I'm already 35, a critical age, so to speak. And in second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life. I suffer from palpitation. I'm excitable and always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling. And there's a twitch in my left eyebrow. But the very worst of all is the way I sleep. I no sooner go into bed and begin to go off when suddenly something in my left side gives a pull. I can feel it in my shoulder and head. I jump up like a lunatic, walk about a bit, then lie down again. But as soon as I begin to go off, there's another pull. And this may happen 20 times.
Well there, it's you. And Mama said go, there's a merchant company is good. How do you do, Ivan Vasilievitch?
How do you do, Honored Natalya Stepanovna?
You must excuse my apron negligee. We are sharing this for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I've had some already.
Then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. How much hay have you stacked? Just think, I felt greedy and had the whole field cut. And now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may rot. I ought to have waited a bit, but what is this? Why you weren't wearing dress? Well, I never. Are you going to ball or what?
No.
I must say, you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that?
You see, the fact is, I've come to you to ask you to hear me out. Of course you'll be surprised, or perhaps even angry, but it's awfully cold.
What's the matter? Well?
I shall try to be brief. You must know, Honored Natalya Stepanovna, that I've long since my childhood had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom you know I inherited my land, had the greatest respect for your mother and your late father. The Lomo and the Hubuko had always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. Oh, and as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your Bergwoods.
Excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours?
Yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine, Honored Natalya Stepanovna.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How? I'm speaking of the oxen meadows, which are wedged in between your Bergwoods and the burnt marsh.
Yes, they are ours.
No, you're mistaken, Natalya Stepanovna. They are mine.
Just think, Ivan Vasilievitch. How long have they been yours?
How long? As long as I can remember.
Really? You won't get me to believe that.
But you can see from the documents, Honored Natalya Stepanovna, that oxen meadows, it's true, were once a subject of dispute. But now everybody knows that they are mine. There is nothing to argue about.
No, it isn't all like that. But my grandmother and great-grandmother reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that oxen meadows are ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
I'll show you the documents, Natalya Stepanovna.
No, you are simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We've had the land for nearly 300 years, and then we are suddenly told it's in ours. Ivan Vasilievitch, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows are not worth much to me. They only come to 5 desiatins and worth perhaps 300 rubles. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, but I cannot stand unfairness!
Hear me out! I implore you. The peasants of your mother's grandmother, as I already had the honor of explaining to you, used to make bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother, wishing to make them a pleasant...
I can make hair or tale of all this about aunts, grandmother, and grandfathers. The meadows are ours and that's all.
Mine!
Ours! You can go and prove it for today's on end. You can go and put on 15 dress again, but I'll tell you, they are ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give up anything of mine. So there.
Natalya Ivanovna, I don't want the meadows! But I'm acting on principles. If you like, I would give you a present of them.
I can make a present of them myself because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilievitch, is strange to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year we lent you our threshing machine, although on their account we had to put off our threshing till November. But you behaved to us as if we were gypsies, giving me my own land indeed. No, really, it's not at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent if you...
Then you break I'm a land grabber. Madam, never in my life ever grabbed anybody else's land. And I shouldn't allow myself to be accused of having done so. Oxen meadows are mine!
It's not true, they are ours!
Mine!
It's not true! I'll prove it! I'll send mowers out the meadows this very day!
What?
My mowers will be there this very day!
I'll give it to them in a neck!
You there!
Oxen meadows are mine! You understand? Mine!
Please don't shout! You can shoot yourself horse in your own house, but here, I must ask you to restrain yourself!
If it wasn't, madam, for this awful and excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I'd talk to you in a different way. Oxen meadows are mine! Mine!
What's the matter? What are you shouting at?
Mama, please tell this gentleman who owns the oxen meadows. We are he!
Darling, the meadows are ours.
Please, Stepanovich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable woman. My aunt's grandmother gave the free and then put in the use of the meadows for your grandmother's peasant. The peasants of your grandmother had the free use of the land for 40 years and got as accustomed to it as if it was their own. When it happened that...
Excuse me, my precious. You forget just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that, because the meadows were in dispute and so on. And now, everybody knows that they're ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan.
I'll prove to you that they're mine.
You won't prove it, my darling.
I shall!
Dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There.
I don't understand. How have you the right to give away someone else's property?
You may take it that I know whether I have the right or not. Because, young man, I am not used to being spoken to in a tone of voice. I, young man, am older than you and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself and all that.
No! You just think I'm a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours and want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that, Stepanovich. You're not a neighbor. You're a grabber!
What's that? What did you say?
Mama, send the mowers out to the meadows at once!
What did you say, sir?
Oxen meadows are ours, and I shan't give them up, shan't give them up, shan't give them up!
We'll see! I'll have the matter taken to the court. Then I'll show you.
To court. You can take it to court and all that. You can. I know you. You're just on the lookout for a chance to go to court and all that. You Betty Fogger, all of your people were like that, all of them!
Never mind about my people. All the Lomo have all been honorable people. Not one of them ever been tried for embezzlement. Like your grandmother!
You Lomos have had loonies in your family, all of you!
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Your grandfather was a drunkard, and your younger aunt, Natasha Mihailona, ran away with an architect and fell.
And your mother was humpback! Something's pulling in my side.
Your father was a Catholic gambler!
Water!
And there haven't been many backbiters who have already gone!
My foot's gone to sleep. You're an intriguer! Oh, my heart. It's an open secret that before the last election, you brought...
Yes, no!
I can see stars. Where's my head?
And you're just a malicious, double-faced intriguer! Yes! And don't set foot in my house again!
Take it to heart! We'll see!
Devil take him!
What rascal! What trust can one have in one's neighbor after that?
The feeling, the scarecrow!
The monster! First he takes our land and then he has the impudence to abuse us!
And that blind hand, yes. The tertib kesukaan bandel to make a proposal and so on. What? A proposal?
What proposal?
Why, he came here so as to propose to you.
To propose? To me? Why didn't you tell me so before?
So he dressed up in evening clothes, the stuff sausage, the whiz and face
To propose to me? Oh, bring him back! Back, bring him here!
Bring whom here?
Wait, I'm ill-fated!
What's the matter with you? Unhappy woman that I am! I'll shoot myself, I'll hang myself! We've done for that!
Oh, and what's the deal? What have they done to me? Fetch him back! Fetch him!
He's coming! And so on! Devil take him! Now you talk to him yourself! I don't want to!
Fetch him! He's coming, I tell you!
What a burden, Lord! To be the mother of a grown-up daughter! We cursed him! Abused him! Throw him out and it's all you! You!
No, it was you!
It's not my fault! You talk to him yourself!
My heart's palpitating. My foot's gone to sleep. There's something keep pulling my sight.
Oh, forgive us, Ivan Vasilievitch. We were all a little heated. I remember now. Oxen meadows really are yours.
My heart's beating awfully. My meadows. My eyebrows are both twitching.
Tomatoes are yours, yes, yours. Do sit down. We were wrong.
I did it on principle. My land worth little to me, but the principle.
Yes, the principal just so.
The more so as I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to your mother's grandmother's peasant.
Yes, let that pass. I wish I knew how to get him started. Are you going to start shooting soon?
I was thinking of having a go at the Black Oak, honored Natalya Stepanovna, after the harvest. Oh, have you heard? Just think what misfortune I've had. My dog, Gas, whom you know, has gone lame.
What a pity! Why?
I don't know. Must have been twisted or bitten by some other dog. My very best dog. To say nothing of the expense. I gave Mirna 125 rubles for him.
It was too much, Ivan Vasilievitch.
I think it's very cheap. He's a first-rate dog.
Mama gave 85 rubles for Squeezer, and Squeezer is heaps better than your gas.
Squeezer better than Gas? What an idea! Squeezer better than Gas?
Because it's better! Of course. Squeezer is young, he may develop a bit, but on points and pedigree he is better than anything that even Volshan as he has got.
Excuse me, Natalya Stepanovna. Did you forget that your Squeezer is an overshot? And an overshot will always mean that the dog is a bad hunter.
Overshot, is he? The first time I hear it.
I assure you, his lower jaw is shorter than his upper.
Have you made sure?
Yeah, it's alright at the following. But if you want him to get a hold of anything...
In the first place, our Squeezer is a thoroughbred animal. The son of a harness and chisels. Well, there's no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. He is old and as ugly as a worn-out kept horse.
He is old. But I wouldn't take 5 Squeezers for him. Well, how can you? Gas is a dog. Well, Squeezer... It's too funny to argue. Anybody you like has a dog as good as Squeezer. You can find him under every bush almost. 25 rubles will be a handsome price to pay for him.
There's some demon of contradiction in you today, Ivan Vasilievitch. First, you pretend that the mages are yours. And now that Gas is better than Squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean because you know perfectly well that Squeezer is 100 times better than your silly Gas. Why do you want to say isn't?
I see, Natalya Stepanovna, that you consider me either blind or a fool. You do realize that your Squeezer is an overshot.
It's not true.
Please.
It's not true.
Why shout, madam?
Why talk rot? It's
I cannot continue this discussion.
Comparing with
My
Squeezer.
heart palpitates.
I've noticed
Please be silent! Shut up!
I shan't shut about the ambulance that squeezer is 100 times better than
100 times worse! Behind you, squeeze!
There's
His
nothing
head!
behind your
Eyes!
again.
Shut up!
Stop them already!
I'm bursting! Shut up!
What's the matter now? Mama, that was truly just a better dog. Our squeezer and his gas.
Stepanovich, I implore you, just tell me one thing. Is your squeezer off a shot or not? Yes or no?
And suppose he is? What does it matter? He's the best dog in the district for all that, and so on.
But isn't my guess better? Really now?
Don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Your guest certainly has his good points. He's purebred, firm on his feet, and has well-sprung ribs. But my dear man, if you want to know the truth, that dog has two defects. He's old and short in the muzzle.
Excuse me. Let's take into fact that during the Marusinski hunt, my guest ran neck in neck with the Count's dog, while your squeezer was left a whole foot behind.
He got left behind because the constable hit him with his whip.
With good reason. The dog were running after a fox when the squeezer goes and running after a sheep.
It's not true! My dear, I am very liable to lose my temper. So, just because of that, let's stop arguing. You started because everybody always jealous of everybody else's dogs. Yes, we're all like that. You too, sir, aren't blameless. You notice that some dog is better than your guest. Then you begin with this and that and the other and all that. I remember everything.
I remember too.
I remember too.
My heart.
What do you
My
remember?
I can't.
My heart. You ought to go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch the black beetles. Not call the foxes. My heart.
Yes, really. What sort of hunter are you anyway? You ought to sit at home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. You could go hunting, but you only go to argue with people and interfere with their dogs, and so on. Let's change the subject in case I lose my temper. You're not a hunter at all anyway.
I know you're a hunter. You only go hunting to get in with the Count and to intrigue. Oh my God. You're an intriguer.
What? I didn't think it.
Intriguer.
Shut up! Boy!
I'm not Jesus.
Shut up or I'll shoot you like a...
Everybody knows.
Mouth!
Oh my God. That your late husband used to beat you. My
And
friend.
you're under the sleeper of your house, man!
I fall. There. My heart's bursting.
Boy!
My
no,
shoulder
stop.
came off.
Fall!
Where's my shoulder?
What sort of hunter are you?
It's
You
all-
can't visit on a horse.
I can't breathe.
Mama, what's the matter with him?
I can't breathe.
Ivan Vasilievitch, he's dead. He's dead. Oh, Ivan Vasilievitch. Oh, what have you done to me? He's dead. A doctor.
What's the matter?
He's dead.
Who's dead? So he is. What the? A doctor! Hurry up. Oh, Ivan. 3 days. No, he doesn't drink. It means he's dead and all that. I'm the most unhappy of women. Why can't I put a bullet into my brain? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? What am I waiting for? Give me a knife! Give me a pistol! He seems to be coming down. Drink some water. Yes, that's right.
I can see stars. Mist. Where am I?
Oh my God.
Hurry up and get married. Well, to the devil with you. She's willing and all that. I give you my blessing and so on. Only leave me in peace.
What? To whom?
She's willing. Well, kiss and be damned to you.
He's alive. Yes, I'm willing.
Kiss each other.
Kiss who? very nice too. Excuse me, what's this all about? Oh, I understand. My heart, stars. I'm happy, Natalya Stepanovna. My foot's gone to sleep.
I'm happy too.
Yes, yes.
Well, what a weight off my shoulder.
But still, you will admit now that chaos is worse than pizza.
Better! 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 It's better!
Well, that's the way to start your family. Please.